If you're counting down the days, you'll know we're just 150 days or so away from the debut of the iPhone 17 series. And again, a recently released picture of two dummy units offers us an indication of the difference in thickness between two of these phones. Dummy units are non-working mock-ups of phones based on schematics acquired from the supply chain, and well-known tipster Majinboo has uploaded a photo of two of them. The iPhone 17 Air next to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. If you've been following the speculations to date, you'll know the iPhone 17 Air is slated to replace the iPhone 16 Plus in Apple's flagship lineup. It's reported to measure a scant 5.84mm front to back, assuming the leaks we've seen are correct. And you can definitely see that thinness on display here. If the iPhone 17 Pro Max is the same thickness as the iPhone 16 Pro Max, then it'll measure 8.3mm front to back, which makes the Pro Max some 42% thicker than the Air. So here's what's coming. These dummy units don't actually tell us too much more about what's coming, but it's a fascinating visual contrast. Indeed, we've already seen quite a few dummy unit leaks showing off the designs of the 2025 iPhone series. Alongside the two phones seen in this picture, it's also quite probable that we'll receive a normal iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Pro. The Pro and the Pro Max are supposedly in line for a RAM jump as well as other enhancements. In a reaction to the initial dummy unit picture post, industry expert Ross Young confirmed his forecast that the iPhone 17 Air is likely to arrive with a 6.55-inch screen, along with the normal iPhone features such as MagSafe. If Apple adheres to its typical timetable, all these phones should be arriving out somewhere in September. Before that, we've got the Worldwide Developers Conference in June, where we're likely to hear more about iOS 19. Now here is why Apple might scale back to 3.5x on the iPhone 17 Pro. Don't worry just yet. This rumor only refers to the normal iPhone 17 Pro, not the Pro Max. Apple has a reputation of keeping its most sophisticated camera functions reserved to the bigger model, and this would simply be another example. We saw the same thing with the iPhone 15 Pro Max being the only one to get 5x zoom in the first place. Tetraprism lenses are expensive to make and harder to mass produce. Moving to a 3.5x system might decrease manufacturing complexity and lower costs without dramatically harming the experience for most consumers. It also creates more room for differentiation between the Pro and Pro Max models. That's something Apple has been leaning into more each year. At 3.5x, you're likely to get sharper photos in everyday conditions. The shorter lens length offers superior low-light performance, quicker focusing, and less motion blur concerns. You'll also receive more consistent picture quality over the zoom range, as the shift from 1x to 3.5x is simpler for the image processing to manage than going straight to 5x. Also, I assume people seldom shoot at precisely 5x anyhow. Most images range around 2x to 4x, and when people do go over that, it's frequently with artificial zoom. For usual situations like portraiture, food photographs, or capturing things from across the street, 3.5x covers the sweet spot. In the end, it's not about the max zoom, but rather, it's about how helpful the camera is throughout a variety of common circumstances. Apple has done this previously. The iPhone 15 Pro Max was the first to have the Tetraprism 5x lens, while the normal Pro continued with 3x a comparable separation in the iPhone 17 Pro range would keep that trend continuing. They're providing Pro Max consumers a technological advantage while streamlining the design of the smaller model. At 3.5x, the standard Pro would still receive a good increase over the iPhone 16 range, and most consumers definitely won't miss the additional 1.5x. Apple understands just how to balance feature levels without provoking uproar. So even if the zoom spec gets lowered, what we end up with could really be a more useful, better balanced camera. And if you're unsatisfied with your photographs, you could always simply edit them. The Photos app received a huge overhaul in iOS 18, and it comes with a host of new AI and non-AI capabilities. Next, here are 7 largest speculated enhancements coming to the iPhone 17 Pro series. You may want to wait off until September, with these huge enhancements apparently planned. While the iPhone 16 Pro seems fresh and exciting, its replacement isn't far away. With Apple introducing new numbered handsets every September, we're about halfway between iPhone generations. Is it worth sticking out for the iPhone 17 Pro rather than getting an iPhone 16 Pro today? It might possibly be. Here are 7 enhancements reported to be coming with the next version of Pro iPhone. Pro iPhones haven't altered their style since Dynamic Island launched with the iPhone 14 Pro. However, it seems like the iPhone 17 Pro will feature a dramatic new appearance when it comes later this year. According to the leaker John Prosser's Front Page Tech YouTube channel, the Pro iPhone's triple camera array will no longer be contained to a raised rectangle, but instead be part of a block that spans around the back of the smartphone. It's a polarizing appearance that will make your new phone stand out. Except for the iPhone 14's non-Pro phones, which inherit the same A15 chipset as those used in the iPhone 13, each successive generation of Apple device receives a CPU boost. For the iPhone 17 Pro, that implies an upgrade to the A19 Pro. This was initially rumored to be made using the 2nm technology, but that assumption has since been rolled back, and we now think it will employ an enhanced version of TSMC's 3nm process. With no leaked benchmarks yet, it's probably safer to assume it will deliver the same approximately 20% performance gain that Apple processor updates generally provide. Hopefully, this upgraded 3nm technique will help boost efficiency improvements and battery life. Stop us if you've heard this one before. Yes, Apple has been rumored to adopt vapor chamber cooling since 2021, but the iPhone 17 Pro series may really be the first to benefit from it, meaning improved performance with less possibility of thermal throttling when under strain. The fact that it's been tipped for 4 years isn't why this is a maybe, however. While some claim both Pro devices would feature vapor chamber cooling this year, the analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes it will be confined to only the iPhone 17 Pro Max model, which would be upsetting for consumers of the normal Pro. The iPhone Pro models have featured 8GB RAM for the last 2 generations. This year, the non-Pro models equaled that, but it seems like the flagship handsets will retake the lead again in 2025. Both Jeff Pugh and Ming-Chi Kuo have projected the iPhone 17 Pro versions to gain an additional 4GB RAM, pushing them to 12GB. Given the non-Pro upgrade was for Apple Intelligence-related reasons, it could hint to more RAM-intensive AI techniques to come this generation. The iPhone 16 Pro's triple camera array features two 48-megapixel sensors and a telephoto lens fixed at 12 megapixels. According to multiple reports, this odd one-out sensor will be updated to 48 megapixels this year, which might greatly enhance the quality of long-range pictures and possibly boost distant video recording concurrently. However, one leaker anticipates the 48 megapixels telephoto camera improvement to come at the sacrifice of zoom capabilities. Majin Buu, who has a mixed reputation for reliable leaks, believes that the iPhone 17 Pro's telephoto lens will feature a 3.5x optical zoom, which is a decrease from the 5x magnification on the iPhone 16 Pro. The additional pixels on the 48-megapixel sensor will be directed toward allowing a 7x hybrid zoom under this situation. The telephoto lens could not be the only camera receiving an improvement this year. Apple's selfie cameras have lingered at 12 megapixels since the iPhone 11 launched in 2019. Although with the inclusion of an f/1.9 aperture and autofocus with the iPhone 14. It will apparently receive an update in 2024, with the whole iPhone 17 family selfie camera being raised to 24 megapixels, but leaping from a 5-element lens to a 6-element one. That should lead to brighter visuals with less distortion, if true. If you want a phone that will fill its battery rapidly, the iPhone is not the gadget for you. Officially, the iPhone only delivers 20-watt charging, a long cry from the 100-watt charging rates given by the OnePlus 13. In reality, this may not make all that much of a difference. Despite the 20-watt official rating, the iPhone 13 Pro Max was proved to attain 27-watt speeds back in 2021. However, it's always conceivable this, too, may surpass its official limit. Taken separately, none of these enhancements are all that intriguing, save for a 48 megapixels telephoto lens. But collectively, they add up to a phone that should be a big boost to its predecessor. While this is based on speculations, albeit trustworthy ones, it's looking quite positive. With 6 months until Tim Cook is slated to show off new devices on stage in Cupertino, there's plenty of time for further intriguing advancements to surface that may make 2025 a major year for iPhone aficionados. Price may be a sticky matter for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, with one analyst forecasting that the whole iPhone 17 series might become more costly after the iPhone 16 allegedly dodged a price raise by the skin of its teeth. While other iPhone models haven't experienced any big price rises for years, the Pro Max model has. Apple nixed the 128 gigs iPhone 15 Pro Max, instead settling for 256 gigs of basic storage. While the 256 gigs 15 Pro Max was the same price as the 256 gigs iPhone 14 Pro Max, it still meant the price of entry was $100 greater that year, a pattern that Apple repeated with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. While we don't know if a price raise will happen or whether it will influence the iPhone 17 Pro Max, we shouldn't be shocked if the phone does cost more than the $1,199 iPhone 16 Pro Max price tag. While we don't know precisely when Apple will release the iPhone 17 Pro Max, it normally keeps to the same release timetable annually. Typically, Apple introduces new iPhones around the first or second week of September, with pre-orders commencing later that week. Release day normally follows a week later. So, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates. Peace out.